for qualifying for the Olympia.
Yeah.
So it's a big possibility that we're going to have quite a few Brazilians. If you think about it, you have Lavinia there,
Yep, her.
Alcione. Then
Mhm.
you're going to have, Zama Benta, and I think Nana Silva. I
Yeah.
mean,
Oh
quite,
man, yeah.
it's a quite a, and so recently a lady who just switched over from WPD up to um, women's bodybuilding. Her name is Rachel Tofi, I think it is. Roxanne Tofi,
Stefani.
Oh,
Tiffany.
oh,
Oh yeah,
Raquel is
yeah,
fine. Yeah.
yeah. Because she
Yeah.
was, I think she last time she competed was at the Brazil show. And this coming year, the Brazil show will be adding women's bodybuilding to its lineup. So maybe
Yeah.
that's a
Hmm.
good move. I think we see there's quite a few ladies who are still in physique, and I think it to me, I would say like this: it'd be a better move to move up because it's a struggle when even though there's so few shows for women's bodybuilding, I think some competitors can uh you know get a chance at a an Olympia qualification a lot faster. Just sticking in the same division they were in before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raquel Tefani is amazing. I think did we say that she's moving to women's bodybuilding?
Yeah, they posted on the female bodybuilding channel.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, she's getting beefy too. So I think
Oh
she's
yeah. She putting in that work.
So
yeah, she did.
anyway, it was amazing lineup. I mean, congratulations to Barbara. This is the Masters. This was the Masters, ladies, and you had Barbara winning. Last year's winner in both divisions was Salika Jones. I kept mispronouncing her name.
Yeah.
They call it Silky. It's like I would say,
You
hey,
call her
it's
Silky.
Oh, I know.
Salika, not Silka.
I saw
Also,
that too. I was like,
yeah,
dang it. I kept mispronouncing it. Yeah.
yeah. Taking third, Lena Becker after 8 weeks of getting ready. I mean, wow, that's And fourth, you had Mila Ash, and fifth was Jillian Kovacs. Now, Miss Kovacs, remember, she last year she was doing figure. She did a couple figure
Yeah.
shows, and she
Yep.
actually started out in women's bodybuilding. Now she's moved back to women's bodybuilding, and she looked really impressive, especially coming.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, I mean,
She
I
did.
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day, she
I
had
think
a
she's better
beautiful.
suited for bodybuilding, actually. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
she
agree.
to me she always had a beautiful physique. If you remember back in the day when she was competing, great
Yeah.
lines. Maybe if she got in WPD when it was blowing up, I think she would have done pretty good.
Mhm.
Here we have some comments here. Shout out to who's this? This is Anderson. I think his name is. Hi guys, checking the chat. Appreciate that. We have here our Merlin. He has come.
The
Merlin has come
Merlin. How's
forth.
it going? Long time no see.
He has come forth. Almighty Merlin. We
Hi
look at
guys,
you. This
can you
our
hear me
man
okay?
Yeah, we can hear
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
It's our,
Hey, Jeremy.
it's our man Jeremy from the Art of
Jeremy.
Female Muscle. Shout out to Jeremy. It's been a while since we out here. And I know most definitely Jeremy watched the live stream. So let me
No, I did not,
get your thoughts.
unfortunately.
You did?
Unfortunately, I
You
did not.
didn't?
I am in between jobs at the moment, so I have
Oh,
to
Okay.
save as much money as
oh,
possible. So
oh,
I was
yeah.
not able to see the actual show, but I looked at the contest photos over on NPC News Online, so I was able to keep track of it that way.
Yeah.
So
I think it dropped yesterday because because
mhm.
usually if it's any of the bigger shows like if it's a Tim Gardner, Steve Weinberg, Gary Ewing, those really drop within the same day. But other shows might be a day or two. But what we're gonna do for our man Jeremy is we're gonna jump onto the Triple O Dynasty IG page, and they post some pictures and videos from the show. And like I said, it was a pretty. And here's my girlfriend. She's hanging with her best buddy. She's so
Ah.
beautiful. He's just that
Yeah, she looked
smile.
great. They both look great. Yeah.
They do. I mean, shout out to Andrea and to Sid Gillen, giving the opportunity for both their divisions. They were champions, and Andrea's a champion. And they post some pictures here. This was from the Masters. Now, right here, we have here that was part of that group. We have Leslie Worthing, and this was her pro debut. Also, we have Keisha Oliver, Jillian, and also Christina Dresco. Now, this was her debut in women's bodybuilding because last year she competed in physique, but she did own her pro card from women's bodybuilding at the at the Amateur Olympia back in 2023.
Nice.
Yeah, and the ladies look great. I honestly, I thought Keisha should have placed higher. I would have maybe put her in first call out because I thought she looked great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I remember when I met at Tampa, she was major. She won the 40 plus class at that show. I think she was top 5 in the Open, but I think she wasn't as conditioned she was for this show. Maybe it was too soon for her. I think she might need more time to stew a bit.
Yeah, and it sucks because she couldn't go to the Masters Olympia because it was so close to the Tampa show. It was like a week later, so
Yeah, it was a week.
Yeah, it kind of sucked. She couldn't get a plane ticket and passport or whatever together in a week, So
yeah.
Oh man, that stinks. To Japan, that's a long ways to go.
Yeah, to me, it would make sense for it to be for the next year's Masters Olympia because that's just too. I mean, it's not enough time prepared. I mean, I know Tim Gardner. That's he's one of the couples if you look at the family, but I think it was too soon, too late for anybody to get ready. Especially April Cosmato. We both met her and we both interviewed April. This would have been a great opportunity for her, maybe next year. Also in that group we have Lena Becca. This is from the open part. We have Lena Becca and we have Liz Akodaka, and also you have Sheena Olick and Michelle Dorning. And, they look very impressive, especially Sheena. She looked really good.
Mm-hmm. Sheena Oleg, she brought that package that I really liked. Great quads, great delts. Man.
My favorite of the whole show. I love Sheena's look. I know she didn't place top 5 or whatever, but she looks fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. She looked really good. And the new girl, Laser, she looked pretty good. I mean, she cracked the top 5 in her debut. And
what a debut for Liza, man.
Liza, Liza, thank you. And she looked pretty good. I mean, and her and Sheena and Patty Hansen, they were the only who did open. I don't think Liza's over 40. I don't think Sheena's 40 yet. Patty, I know she's in her late 40s, but she decided she probably didn't want to do Masters.
Yeah, probably.
Someone has always impressed me has been Lena Betka, because I mean here she is placing she's placing top 3 in Masters. She placed top 5 in the Open, and you go back and look at her contest history, she's placed top 5 in every show she's been in, or at top positions. Now some of the lineups, like the New York Pro that she was in, there were only like 3 people there, but then the shows where there's been a sizable lineup, she's still placing top 5, and she did that here in both the Open and the Masters. So I mean, ever since I first saw her, I'm trying to remember, I think it was like 1-2 years ago when I saw her at this same show, she's always been impressive to me. So she has a really good look. I mean, I think the one thing that hurts her a little bit is her conditioning. I think that's the one thing that's held her back. But she has wonderful mass. She's got really nice symmetry. Really liked her look at this show. So, I mean, yet another impressive performance by her. So I don't know what her future plans are, but if she can get her conditioning down and she can get that under control, see, look at that. I mean, that conditioning that she had right there. I mean, that's really impressive, especially around the midsection. So, sometimes when I see it, it's like the upper body will be fine, the lower body, the midsection isn't very well defined, but she brings a really good look. So hats off to her for what I thought was another really impressive job.
Yeah, because this is going to be her 3rd year as a pro, because she turned pro around about 2021, 2022, because I interviewed her, just maybe a little bit after she got a pro card. And, she looked pretty good. I mean, she did pretty good. First time she went to the the Triple O. She also was, as you know, it was only last year's Vancouver Island show was only, I think 4 competitors, and that was 4 competitors. And then with New York, there was only 3. But if she gets into a good deep lineup, she can replace well. We have here another guest. He just popped in. Give me something, bring him in. This is my man here. If he's, give me a second, back. My man here, KL the Wanderer. He just popped in.
Hello.
Hey.
What's going on, guys?
Yeah, as you know, KL also watched the show. And what's your thoughts on it, brother? What did you? Is there anybody particularly you were excited to see, or anybody that you really were impressed by this show?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some of it. The reason I've seen some of it because I don't know, something happened with the stream, and so I fell back, and then I went back on, and then the figure came on. It's nobody particular. Like there were like some women that I find I ain't gonna say amazing, but attractive. So to focus to look at. I think with the women's bodybuilding, I think Salika probably could have won that. I mean, but I don't know. I'm not too mad that Barbara Moujon that she won it. Maybe they didn't want the same person winning the same show back to back or something like that. Because I felt that Salika was very elegant with her posing, and she was just as big as Barbara Moujon. But I think Barbara Moujon, she was more huge, and and yeah, that's about it. Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad that she won. She looked good. That's about it.
One thing I was hoping,
back.
yeah, that back's amazing.
That
One thing I was hoping
Vince.
for, and I was told by other competitors this would be unusual to do, but I was hoping maybe Barbara would win the Masters and then Salika would win the Open. But then some of the competitors said that would be seen as kind of inconsistency from the judges. But I thought I've seen that split before. And I don't know if you guys know offhand, but that the women that have been in both Open and Masters, that they've actually split those prizes. But I could be wrong about that. I can't really remember.
That kind of makes sense though, from what you just said, because I mean, as far as what the other competitors were saying, because it wouldn't make sense if at the same show, and you've got the same. If you would have had a flip flop like that, I would have been asking the question, "What's going on here?" Because why? I mean, it's still women's bodybuilding, so the rules are still the same. The criteria would still be the same. So it wouldn't make sense if if your top 1 and top 2 and top 3 in Open are going to be in Masters as well. I mean, the top 1 and top 2, it would make sense. If you were going to do any flip flopping, it would be 3 to 5, 3rd through 5th place. But to do that with 1 and 2, that wouldn't make sense. Because I mean, if both women are in the same show in the same division, and they're both in Open and Masters, then the ruling should be relatively the same, I would think. Mm-hmm. So it wouldn't make sense to me if they would have done Barbara for Open and Salika for Masters or vice versa. That wouldn't have made sense to me either.
Yeah, because if you look at it, unless the competitors are under, like something like with Tampa, when you had Lavinia who won, and Keisha won the 40 plus at that show, or because you have shows that would just have just the 40 plus, or like shows like the Tim Gardner shows, or some of the other shows would do like 40 to 30 to 50, those age ranges. But then like this show, you had Jerry, with exception of Patty, who I think is over 40. Not sure if Salika's over 40 yet. And those two didn't compete in the Masters part. I feel like this, if Patty had competed, I think it would have changed the look of that, because I think she would have probably got 3rd. And I think it would change that. It wouldn't, like Jillian would have got in the top 5. She would have probably been 6th. And you had Barbara, Salika, Patty, and you have Barbara, Salika, Patty. Then Lena, and then you have Mela in the mix. And we go back to Mela. I think, honestly, I feel like she needs to take a step back from competing for a while. I personally feel like
I mean, yeah, I agree. Some about, I mean, she had great muscularity and everything, but it's just her conditioning just was not there.
Yeah, because she's been coming soft a little bit. You know, she was been to Olympia twice as a competitor, but with this show, you know, she just the second time she's done this show, but it seems like she's just not really coming in the best condition, or possibly going back down to WPD where the women looking now in that division.
I was thinking that too. I think that she might do better in women's physique, and yeah. What do y'all think about? What about Sheena in women's physique? I still think that Sheena's maybe not quite big enough for women's bodybuilding, or not big enough to get to the win. You know, but if
I mean, she kind of has the same body figure as Elena Cypher from back in the day. That's who Sheena looks like to me personally. So she has that same frame and muscularity as her. My personal opinion.
Yeah, I think the one thing that hurts Sheena is size.
Yeah,
exactly. I think that's the one thing that hurts her, is because, I mean, I thought our lower body's got really good development, but it's just her upper body. She's going up against the likes of Salika, who I thought outmapped. There are few women on that lineup that she did not outmass in her upper body. So I think Sheena, in all honesty, and bear in mind, everything I'm saying about this show, I'm just gauging by pictures. I was not able to see the actual live stream, so I'm just gauging it strictly by that. But I thought just from the picture that she may actually do better in WPD than in WPD.
Yeah.
But
that's up to her. So
yeah, because it wasn't that long ago she switched over, I think, right about 2020, and then she won her first Olympia qualification in women's bodybuilding at the 2021 2021 or 2020 Chicago Pro. After that, couple of shows, she cracked top 5, top 3. She didn't do as well. I met Sheena when the first time I got to meet her was when she was at the Savannah Pro. That was in 2022. You know, that's the thing. She has a beautiful physique. I would say it is classic. Like maybe someone like Angel Langer or Andrew Schroeder, or go back to the ladies back in the good part of this, like early 70s. No, not 70s. Let's say about late 80s, early 90s, like the Linda Murray era. Yeah. That's the vision she got. But now, with the look of the mass of women now, she's very athletic built. She's a much taller woman. She has a great personality about her. And she show party too.
Yeah, she sure is. Yeah, I really like her. I like I said, I think she was my favorite of the show just because she looks so amazing, and especially hitting the abs and thighs pose. Like, God damn.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
I was like, geez Louise. I like that video too, where she was outside the hotel and walking down the stairs. Like, damn, that's pretty hot.
We bounce back to Salika, and Salika's impressive. She has evolved, as you know. She's been a pro for about a few years now. This is when she made her debut at Atlanta back in 2023. She earned a pro card in 2022. She has that mass, and the thing is, her condition is getting a bit better. From this pictures here, like from the back, she has good width. Look like her hamstring tie is just a little bit better. She's getting there. You feel like she might need a little more time to stew just a bit?
Honestly, I had her winning actually, so I don't agree with that per se, but I really like her look, and she definitely beat Barbara in terms of abs. I'm kind of an abs fanatic anyway, so.
I think the thing that's cost Salika the show was her lower body conditioning. Because I mean, unfortunately, that's what threw her off, is because her upper body looked just dynamite. I mean,
most definitely.
If the show was decided strictly on the upper body, it would have been Salika's show, bar none, no question. Because I mean, she had absolutely everything. She has wonderful mass, she has wonderful conditioning, and you need both of those. The problem is that her lower body conditioning didn't match her upper body, especially from the front. And I think that's what cost her the show, is because if the whole package isn't harmonious, then it's not going to work. And that was the problem with Salika, is that her upper body looked fantastic from the front and the back and the side, but the problem was her lower body conditioning didn't match her upper. And I think that's what cost her the show. And I think that's why Barbara edged her out, because Barbara's look was, as I said, yeah, you can have great mass, yeah, you can have great conditioning, but it's all got to be harmonious. I mean, it all has to work. It all has to fit together. And Barbara's did. If you compare Salika's look last year at this show, when she won the show, as compared to this year, Salika's look last year looks like Barbara's look this year. And then if you do a side by side between last year versus this year, and I think that's what cost Salika the show. But if she had lower body conditioning that matched her upper body, she would have dominated. She absolutely would have blown away the competition. So
yeah, but
I think that's what cost her the show. Now Patty out conditioned everybody on the top three.
Exactly. You can see it.
I think that's the reason why. But as you can see, the thing that hurts her is her mass. I mean, against Salika, she wouldn't have won in terms of mass. So if you're going to do it in terms of mass, and she would get top three, but she wouldn't get the top two. And especially her upper body doesn't match Salika or Barbara. So I think that's why she was in the top three, is because she was much better conditioned overall than the two of them. But if you see what I'm talking about with Salika, how her upper body is really nice and conditioned. She's got the, like you said, David, she's got the best abs of anybody in the top three. But look at the conditioning in her lower body. And
and the fact is, it was only a 1 point. It was a 1 point difference in the judging, so obviously it was very close.
It was.
And I was writing to Eunice during the show, and Eunice had actually predicted that there would only be a 1 point difference. So,
they both are. They're so close together. They are. Yeah.
The only thing it separates is, I would say Salika's mass versus Barbara's conditioning. And with Patty, she has the mass, she has the conditioning, but has to work on a mass. She has to really concentrate on her mass. It's just right. It's trying to figure out the right combination. Like, as you know, Patty did at least 3 shows last year. She did the Atlanta show, which looked pretty good. She took it to Hunter. Then she did the Grand Prix, where I feel like she should have won. And then she did the Steve Carr show. And then with the Steve Carr show, you had Ashley in the mix, who just came off fresh from the Olympia, and you had Mei-Lin Yi, who looked really good. She was small, but she was just more compact and tight. It's just the aesthetics, if you look at it, because they want a particular look. They want the woman to have both the mass, and the conditioning. But I think it's harder for women bodybuilders compared to, if you look at physique now. They have but we're getting women in physique right now who are getting massive. What about to say, KO?
There was this woman, her name is Christina Driscoll. Yeah. And she looked like she could be like in women's physique. And I'm like, I'm like, what is she doing there? She don't really look that huge to be in women's bodybuilding. I mean, she ain't look bad, but I just felt like she could have been in women's physique, in my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah, I interviewed Christina a while back. She turned pro she turned pro the same year as Martina Lopez at the Amateur Olympia. She made her pro debut last year at the Arizona Pro, which is part of the Rising Phoenix. in women's physique. And I was surprised when I saw on the list because, and can you believe this? Like, this is something I found out. I knew she was older, but this is what I found out from Eunice that this lady is 60 years old.
What?
Yeah, she's 60. I wouldn't think it. We got here some comments here. This from a man from Paul. He says, Barbara Michelle is a real sweetheart and friendly. She is what women's bodybuilding is all about. Oh, thank you. We have here from Andrea, or you say it's again, that says, good X-frame on Lena doing the back lat spread, lat waist, glutes comes together nicely. And also, he says this, Salika's not only has mass, she has epic proportions. And I think that her upper body, she has great proportions. But the thing is, the judges want everything to be complete. Now, back with Salika, Christina, you know, she's I would say, you know, she looks more like, if she does any division, it would be women's physique. Maybe she's want to test the waters in women's bodybuilding, but she's drowning because there were women there that were big, if not just way bigger. One lady I want to point out who did pretty good, she cracked in the top 10 in both, and that is Andrea Wellington. And she is like in her good part of mid-50s. This lady, I mean, she don't do too much on social media, but this was from 2023, and she was really good. She came in just as massive, because this was decent. One problem was her lower half, her glutes and legs, because I was talking with her. She had an injury, and it made it tough for her to bring in that conditioning, because because you can't work your legs, your condition is going to be off. But I remember this picture I saw that she posted. I'm gonna pull it up here on her social media. This was probably just a week before the show.
Oh wow! Yeah, she did put on some size though.
Yeah, I like that. She is massive, and this woman's a scientist. She's hoping maybe she gets the injury resolved, that we might see her compete. Later down in the year.
She's really awesome. I like her Instagram is Science and Muscles.
Oh yeah.
And she does have a great look. I really liked her abs and thighs pose too. I thought her abs looked great. And she was massive too. She really is big. And it's interesting. And her brother Rusty Jeffries is a longtime pro bodybuilder. And so it's kind of interesting. I think you mentioned that, George. I don't know too many bodybuilder siblings like that. It's kind of interesting.
I think there used to be a couple of brothers, but not too many brothers and sisters that I can think of. You have your husband, wives, and you might have one generation after the next. You saw that Arnold Schwarzenegger's son. He started competing as a bodybuilder. His Boston.
Well.
That was with the maid, I think, right?
Yeah, it was the maid. Yeah. Everybody didn't know about it. It's just that it came out, and then But back to the women. One lady who looked really impressive. Maybe she might need to do a little better. Is Michelle Dornan, or somebody know her as the Mighty She-Hulk. She looked really good. Still just gotta bring in the conditioning in the midsection a little better, and also from the back.
I agree. Overall, she looked pretty good. She just needs to work on the conditioning in her legs and a little bit of her back.
Yeah, I liked her. It's the first time I've seen her compete, I think. Has she competed as a pro before? Do we know?
Yeah, she competed 2023, the same year as Eunice, as Andrew Wellington, and also a couple of ladies at the Tampa Bay Pro and women's bodybuilding. They played the same year, and then she took a step back. I know she was living in the California, but she moved to Nevada. She was in this video. I was watching, Jenna Aguirre, a video she did for Jesse James. That cat. It was like strong woman versus regular guy.
Average Joe's, yeah.
Average Joe's, yeah. She was one of the ladies there. Her, Chelsea Hunter, and a couple other ladies. And Jenna is not too proud about doing that video. I watched her. She talked about it was an issue because it hurt her business. But you gotta be careful you work with people.
Exactly.
But, yeah. I think one lady that we both know quite well is Andrea Sauer. She looked really good. It's been she also had competed since 2023. And I think the thing is that it's going to be always the issue of conditioning. She great upper body, great pectorials, but I feel like coming in here, I don't know, maybe she needed more time. We talk back and forth quite often on social media, and we talk about how there was more opportunities for shows in the West Coast because other than we did have the Grand Prix, but that's gone. The Rising Phoenix going back to an invitational, and and this is the only you have Steve Carr that's later in the year, but this is the first of the year show for women's bodybuilding in the West Coast.
One thing I really liked about her posing routine was she did not only did the pec bounce, but she did the abs roll too. She's a pretty sexy woman actually. She looked great though.
I guess great seeing her back on stage.
I thought it was great after all of her health problems that she had
exactly
between her last time on stage and between that and now, that she was able to take care of that. She was able to deal with all of that, and here she is back on stage again. So hats off to her. I mean, a lot of the things that she went through, and then she was able to overcome, and here she's back. So great to see her back.
She looked good. She looked
I
good.
agree.
Just got bringing conditioning in the glutes, the better tie-ins. She has a good width. One thing is always going to be with her issues that she's smaller in the legs compared to the other ladies.
Yeah.
In bodybuilding, because she was coming from women's physique at one point. She started out in bikini before she came into bodybuilding. She do with most muscular. She has, I would say, a great set of pecs. That's one thing about her. She has implants, but they don't dominate and take too much distraction from her overall physique. But she's been through a lot. I mean, this is something I made for a while back. She says, prove yourself to yourself, not the others. And she shared this. We talk quite often. Wednesday, I'd love to meet her in person. She has some pretty eyes. Is it green or is that blue? I'm trying to remember.
Somebody else
green, I think.
Yeah, somebody else that really impressed me was for her pro debut, and that was Lisa Apodaca. And she came in fourth. Yeah, she came in fourth, and in the open class, and it's like for a pro debut, this is pretty damn good because she has a really nice look to her. I know she got, I guess what she got her pro card at Team Collegiate. And Team Collegiate and Master Show, she won women's bodybuilding there. And I guess what she took a year off to get some better size, and it was worth it because this was impressive. I mean, the only thing that hurt her, I think, was the same thing. I don't know if this is just me or the rest of you noticed this. Was everybody having problems with lower body conditioning? From what I'm seeing, I am seeing in the picture,
like midsection.
It looked like that was a common theme. For quite a number of the ladies up there, but irrespective, hats off to Lisa because I mean that she did very well to get place in the top 5, especially to show this fast getting name recognition, and also in a good lineup. I mean that's impressive. She has a really nice package. Upper body mass complements her lower body really, really well. I thought her back shots were really good too. So I thought Lisa did a really good job. So hats off to her. If she's got a coach, hats off to them as well because everybody did a really good job with her physique.
Yeah, I agree. I saw she had a post and it mentioned that Brandon Ray is her coach, and he's
okay.
he's quite a well-known coach. But I agree. I thought she was very, very impressive for pro debut, and to get fourth in that heavy lineup. I mean, that was
Right.
really impressive. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're gonna beat out like people like Sheena, who's Olympian, Mela, who's Olympian, a couple other ladies who are very impressive. But then you beat out at least two, Olympians to get into take that fourth spot, and that's pretty good, especially for your pro debut. We'll hope to see her do another show, maybe Atlanta, or I think Toronto might be too soon. Maybe do Atlanta, or maybe
I say ATL.
yeah, or wait to the end of the year and do Steve Carr, because that gives us enough time for her to fill out a little bit, work on her size, get some good conditioning, bring up her legs a little better, because that's in November. And that's like just a month or so after the Olympia.
Yeah, Liza is in California. I found out too. So, yeah.
We have a shout out to my man Johnny Bravo. Johnny, I appreciate the tip brother sent me a couple of weeks ago. It says, congrats to all the ladies. They brought it. Yeah.
Yep, they sure did.
Yeah. So overall, the show was pretty good. I mean, it was great performance, great competitors. I think some ladies need to work on a few things. Maybe, for example, I would say this Mela, either bring in your size and your conditioning. Maybe do Toronto, maybe do Atlanta. I wouldn't go into Tampa because that's going to be some heavy hitters because, with so few shows, because we're not going to have anything for women's bodybuilding. We're going to have the Puerto Rico Pro, but that's going to be Masters. But for anything for Olympia, it's not till about June. So that's almost a good 6 weeks, 7 weeks. So, ladies, I would say come in your best condition, come in your best shape.
Yep, got to bring it, ladies.
Now, a division we don't do as much talk about it, but we do every now and do speak on it, and that is the figure division. Now, this was the first show for figure division for this year because figure like women's bodybuilding has got pushed out of the Arnold, but they still have more shows than women's bodybuilding. They have more activity. Sid, that's her division. And that's why she's promoted the show.
She owns that division, Sid Gillen.
Yeah, she's been multi-time champion. She, dominated since the good part of the 2000s. There were some ladies that looked really impressive. Some ladies I think most definitely should consider maybe moving over to physique. And one lady I'm going to mention that is Ashley Howlett. And Ashley, she's been competing quite a long time. She actually is a firefighter. I think she's from the Midwest, or I think she's from Ohio. Because I've seen just a couple of interviews. Remember when there used to be the figure YouTube channel that was run by it was Nicole Zenobia, and it was Saranka Hinton and another girl, but then she stopped competing. Ashley, we talked about this. Even Eunice and I talked about this. How this girl looks like she could be WPD.
I really like her a lot. Yeah, I was pleased.
Yeah, me too. I'm a fan of hers.
She's great, and I was pleased to see her placed in the top two because I just think she has a great look, and her physique has improved a lot too through the years.
Yeah, and like I said, you have here coming in here. You have at least two Olympians, and she beat out one of them. That is Adelia. Adelia, she took third. What's her name again?
I don't know how you pronounce her last name.
I'm not
even going to try to. Yeah, I don't want to butcher her name.
I'm not going to butcher her name, but Ashley came in here. This is the pictures here. I mean, she has great conditioning from the back. Especially against someone like Natalia Satato, who's been a multiple time cracked the top 5 in her career. I mean, it was a go between. Truthfully, for the number 1 spot, it was between Ashley and Natalia.
Shout out to Natalia Sataro.
Yeah, it was interesting just to see what was going to get reworded at this show, because when looking back at last year's Figure Olympia, when everybody was since Sydney was retiring, and it's like everybody was going to go, okay, well, what look are they going to be going with Jessica's bigger look, or how are they going to go? And then when she got knocked down from second to third, and the third place girl, I'm trying to remember who that was, but she'd been like third place 3 years running. She was bumped up to second. And then you had, was it Thea? She was like fifth, but then she gets knocked up first. I mean, they made it really clear they don't want to see the big look for Figure. Yeah. I mean, they want to keep the Sydney train going. So so it was going to be interesting going into the show and say, okay, so what are they going to be rewarding this year? So which way do you guys think was reverted? Do you think they went with a bigger look, or do you think they stayed with the Sydney look when it came to reward as to who was getting the top hosts or top placings at the show?
Well, with Natalia, being that she's competed against Sid and it wasn't top 5, I think they wanted to go with the more feminine, not as large, good conditioning look that she had. And I think that's the reason why she won the title over Ashley. With Adelia, she's kind of also a bit conditioned. She's a lot more harder and greenier, because we're looking at girls now who are getting who are traps. You got traps like the Zika competitors, remember, we're in bodybuilders. The judges are, I think they're trying to push that they don't want Figure to dip in too much, where how there's that blurred line between women physique and women's bodybuilding. You still wanted to be this division where you look very elegant, you're very pageantary, you're very feminine looking, but then again, we're seeing more ladies who are getting ripped and hard and huge.
With those traps.
Yeah. But ladies and gentlemen, impressive. Also, winner of the Masters is Lakeisha Wolhack. She competed show last year, and she won the Masters. Also in that top 3 was a lady I interviewed a while back, Dr. Adrienne Matthews. She's also been qualified for the Masters before. Dr. Matthews, impressive lady. She did a couple of shows last year. Crazy conditioning.
Yeah, she's great.
I don't know. I feel like she could have won it, but she got third.
Yeah, she should have won it. Me personally.
She does have great look. Yeah. I wonder if she'd be good with physique too. Yeah, maybe.
I doubt it. She's still a bit on the small side. You look at physique now. Her condition is one thing. That's one thing. I think she comes in tight, good condition. She's been to the Masters. Here to the Master World Championship last year. She won the over 40. I think she took over 40 second and over 40 where I think she got the gold. She won that. So I believe she's qualified for next year's Masters Olympia. And going back to Delia, I think one thing is she's really extremely conditioned. It's
exactly.
I think that's the thing is they don't want the girls to come in too hard and too grainy in Figure, but we're getting a lot of girls who getting that look.
Didn't she do a lot of shows last year?
I think so. She did like about 10 or more.
Ooh-wee.
Wow, that's a lot of shows.
She looks awesome though.
Yeah.
I mean, she comes from like Slovakia, I think it is. Yeah, so
I got to meet her briefly at the Atlantic Coast last year, and yeah, she's pretty stunning.
Yeah, the question is, who's
a lot of shows.
Yeah, we should do that. I mean, you got to come over here, do like maybe 3 or 4 shows in the U.S. and maybe a few in Europe.
Yeah, you gotta be holding kind of heavy.
I think she did her last show. I think she did in was it Japan or something? That place I can't remember. Or was it Prague? Yeah, but Prague should be
She's
too
from
far.
she's from Slovakia. She could marry the president. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just teasing.
Wow.
Oh shit! Oh, he loves his he loves his immigrant wives. 2 of them he had. We got a comment from a man here, Andrew. It says, "Figure has improved so much over the years. The top girls come in better than the '80s female bodybuilders. I would say
Yeah.
they look closer to they surpassed the women of the '80s. They look close to
Yeah.
women of the '90s, like right about when Linda Murray came in, and when you had, you had Laura, Querval, and you had quite a few other ladies that competed back in that day. That just they would, I don't know, who would you think if they were doing? Think of a female bodybuilder that you could see doing figure today from back in that time.
Kay Baxter.
Who?
Kay Baxter.
I think I can go.
I think Kay very easily could do figure today with the physique that she had. So but I mean, '80s bodybuilding, it was so radically different though than what is comparable today. So
Yeah.
because if you go look at '80s bodybuilding, it's more like bikini and fit model.
Yeah.
Back then, as to what it is, I know what you're gonna do, but nevertheless, I mean, if you look at '80s, it would be more akin to what fit model and bikini is today. Would be what women's bodybuilding was, especially in the early '80s. So when Rachel McLish was still there,
Yeah.
and they had the likes of Lynn Concrete and Shelley Gruel and such like that. So, because the figure competitors today, they could not only compete in women's bodybuilding in the '80s, they would dominate.
Yeah.
Think about
Corey Evers. You take any of the figure competitors in this lineup, they'd get Corey Everson a serious run for her money.
I would say you take somebody like like Jessica Reyes Padilla and put her side by side like Corey or even Linda. She probably would get in a fight. Or one lady I'm thinking about that probably would done pretty good in and I saw a picture that I posted on my IG is Sandy Riddell. I think.
Oh yeah, she's great.
She has a great look to her, great muscle. To me, I think she should have been Olympia at least once. I think maybe that either 90 or 89 should have been her year. But we all know they went with Corey and they went with Linda that year.
What do y'all think of Anya Longer as a figure? She'd do good.
She'd do really good.
I love that woman. She's so awesome.
She and Marcia Celine, I think would both make really good figure competitors.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it's Jeremy. You mentioned Sharon Bruneau before, but Sharon Bruneau would also.
Oh yeah, she would do. She'd really do well.
Because here's the thing is, it was her that started doing because she was complaining because the fact was she was getting too small to the women in bodybuilding at that time, and that's when fitness came up. Because when Sharon and a couple others moved, like Sharon or who I'm thinking about, Susan Graffner.
Sue Gaffner.
Yeah, she could.
Oh, I like Sue Gaffner. Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, great look to her. I think she would have done good. It's just, each generation evolves and get bigger, stronger, defined. Divisions this is a blur line. When it comes to the figure divisions, one person who could possibly, if she is planning on competing this year, that some people compare strongly to Sid is Cherish Richardson.
Yeah.
And if she competes and comes in a condition that's almost like, and also she's very aesthetically pleasing, she could probably be the next Miss Olympia figure champion. No offense to Rhea, but I was rooting for Lola because Lola was very, she had a great physique, great look to her. But one thing that hurts Lola is that she does OnlyFans, and
Yeah.
the IFBB in their business, Olympia is a brand, and last thing you want to have is someone known for doing, softcore porn.
Watch out for Denise.
Denise who?
Tyvek. Swinger Tyvek. In the figure division. New girl.
Oh, the girl from Germany.
Y'all quiet. Y'all like Denise.
Oh, yes. I just like I'm trying to say, what's this? Denise? Oh, the girl from Germany with the hair, the ponytail.
Yeah.
I mean, she's impressive. The thing is that her look, it's impressive, but I think she still needs overall a little more size. I think she's still a bit undersized. If you put up, because that's why she was 5th. Look at they pushed Nicole Zenobia up to 4th place, and if she was just a little more fuller, like Nicole was, she probably could have got 4th place. Maybe even if it was a little better. That's one thing why Jessica is 3rd, because Jessica is a lot larger. There's a video. I saw this video on Girls with Muscles, and it's Jessica from the Masters Olympia last year when they were doing a final pose down with the physique competitors, and she's hitting many of the bodybuilding poses, and she's a massive. I mean, you look at her, you would think she's WPD all the way. She did a stint for a bit, but if I would say take the year off. I think she might be competing. I don't know if she can do Puerto Rico. She might do that show because she said she was getting ready, but then people thought was going to do this show, but then I think she decided maybe Puerto Rico would be better because they're doing Masters and Open at that show. So that means she could probably win both titles. And she's done that quite often. We had him, my man Andre says, okay, Melania is Slovakian, but hey, whatever. Who cares? And also he says,
I got that mixed up.
Yes, it's a different times just meant that the divisions keep pushing upwards where it's bikini, figure, and WPD. Now back to figure. There's one lady who, when I saw her name, I didn't know who it was, but it's Jordan Sue. It was Jordan Wimnitz. And Jordan, one thing is she's impressive, but I think the thing that hurts her is her tattoos. I mean,
I got to agree. I think tattoos in general, and then they hurt it because I don't know what it is, but it just seems like they interfere with the conditioning. That's my perspective of it. I mean, it's okay if you have ones that I guess would be smaller, but when you got a forearm sleeve one like that and such like that, they look wonderful. I mean, I think they look fantastic off stage, but I think when you get on stage, it's just my perspective. There have been other people that it throws off conditioning.
They need to have a tattoo division, because it's a lot of
tattoo division.
Bodybuilders, they have a lot of tattoos all over. So I mean, if they having a fit model, I mean, you might as well have like a tattoo division or something good.
If they did, Jordan would be a contender for Miss Olympia. So
well, there's other ladies too.
And I don't mean that disparagingly. I mean, I think she looks great. It's just, but I agree with you. I think the tattoos throw things off. It's just my perception of it. So
they're just distracting too, honestly, I think too. Yeah. But I do like her look a lot. I really like her.
Oh yeah. She looks amazing though.
Great condition. The glutes. She's about the same size as Sid, you would say. Overall, the darker colors do take away from the look of. We can see the vascularity. You don't see the styrations as good, but she does have a great look to her. She's attractive young lady, I would say. Also, you can't deny that. I actually discovered her with a lady who I interviewed a while back, Melissa Sanfeld. When Melissa made her pro debut, not her bodybuilding debut about 2 or 3 years ago. and they're good friends. They hang out, they train together. Melissa, she has some setbacks, some medical stuff, but I think she's focusing outside of bodybuilding, and she's there to support her friend. She's also Melissa has a lot of tattoos too, but
Yeah.
maybe the right show. She could probably get a little qualification. The judges have to really look hard. I think me and Kev interviewed a lady, Crystal Garcia, and she has tattoos. Crystal's got one a while back, got one on her front of her neck. But that's a thing that she can't help it. It's just that's what she likes. But also understand that the IBNPC, they have a certain look and criteria they want from the competitors.
Yeah, make the tattoo division. That's all.
Yeah.
But back to
Jourdain is great, but I just feel like that it's overkill in the tattoos, I think, and like her one leg is like it's like a sleeve on her leg. It's like, geez, Louise. And but I do like her a lot, though. I think she's beautiful. She's really sweet too.
She's very successful. I mean,
yeah, she is.
You see all the things that she's involved in, how she's got her own companies. She's got many followers. So, I mean, she's definitely not hurting as far as the industry goes. So, I mean, hats off to her with all of her success. So,
what was I going to tell you? She had a booth at the Arnold, actually, which was interesting. It was just said Jourdain Sue on it, and I don't know exactly what she was just selling coaching stuff or whatever. She didn't really have merchandise per se. And then I kept missing her. I tried to go by and see her and talk to her, but I couldn't catch her when she was there. But it was interesting. She had her own booth, so yeah.
I reached out a few times for interviews, but she talked for a little bit, didn't just. I said, what, I'm not wasting my time chasing because when I wait, or if I reach out to you, hey, let's set up something. Then if we're consistent and on the same page, good. If you're just one of those people that's running me around, I'm not wasting my time. Shout out to my man here, Jeff, coming through. Says, hey George, hey guys, George, I sent you a IG message. I'll check it later. Also, this is from my man Jeff. He says someone was streaming it on YouTube. I think it was George. I saw some highlights. Well, I wasn't streaming it. What I did was I pre-recorded it, and then I posted like everybody else. I know David has some couple of clips. I got some clips here. Got some clips, and we posted some of it on our YouTube channels. Like Female Bobbing channel, Hardcore Female Bobbing, Claudio, and a couple others who follow this sport. This was, like I said, for us who are truly fans of these divisions. This was a great opportunity. For right now, one division is not going to be too active is women's physique. They will have some shows in this month, but they're going to be master shows. That's going to be, I think, the Emerald Cup and also the Puerto Rico Pro. Everything else is going to be not till about early May till we see something. Here, this is a shout out to my man Andre. Says, do athletes get rated down on successful tattoos? I believe they do.
Yeah,
that's a good question.
I don't think they necessarily rate them down just for the fact that they have big tattoos.